Guys, chill, boys, calm down, please calm down, boys, please calm down, boys and girls, please calm down, okay? I was wrong by just I was morally wrong by just putting that video out, okay? It was just me just letting some air out because I really need that for sort of like a portion of my sanity to be sane at the same time. The reason why I take that out is because I really want you guys to hear like the most honest opinion of mine and the most honest sort of opposing opinion. Because as someone who's, sometimes like when you're entering any position, you're internally conflicted. And the more you do your DD, I don't know how many of you how many of you raise your hands or comment down below. How many of you have been doing constant DD for like the past weeks? Like you're digging up George's history, you do a background check on him. It's more like on an obsession level, right? You go figure out what his first startup was, like why it failed, who invested in it, his entire behavior, like business behavior history, his entire thing, like over the past 10 years. More like over the past 15 years, to be precise. And I even like spent extra miles going to dig up all their patents from like their previous companies. Their companies have been changing names for multiple times now, okay? And a lot of those are due to finance problems or the fact that my assertion about George was not wrong. Like a lot of you are saying, oh my God, you're just being so salty. Like the reality is a lot of times when you see all these CEOs, okay, I mean, I've done consulting work. I've done my fair share in the consulting world due to, business backgrounds or just work situations or whatever. Done a lot of consulting work with different CEOs, in Asia, in America. And a lot of times you will think that, oh my God, CEO has to be super smart. No, a lot of times CEOs have their own downfalls, okay? They have a specific way of thinking things, and then their operations. This is why I always say that it's the same thing with trading. Like practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Like if you have the same mindset over and over again and practice the same shit over and over and over again, you're just gonna have a permanent sort of autopilot. And when you enter that autopilot mode, you cannot your brain is not functional to an extent where it can make a rational decision, right? Same thing with this situation, where a lot of you are like, oh my god, he's turning into a FUD, he's sounding so bearish. They're just bearish. They're not even bearish news yet, guys. These are just neutral news, and these are just speculations and my opinions on how do you sort of interpret all these news. Because a lot of these other YouTube channels, what they do is they just calm you guys down. And then they don't tell you the opposing view. I'm telling the opposing view here. And a lot of you are blaming me for saying these opposing views. Like, oh my god, all these videos are just hyping it up and blah, blah, blah. What you have to understand is when you do deeper DD and when time progresses, a lot of things changes. But the basic framework of we're investing in the future doesn't change. And a lot of you are hearing, oh my god, you're saying in a short-term period of time, you don't really, see bullish. I never said I was bullish in a short-term period of time. Like, who is going to be bullish for a stock that who's been decreasing 10% a day per day for the past 2 weeks? Any of you? Like, who in their rational mind is going to be bullish if a stock keep going 10% down every single day? And then right now it's at about 85% down. Who would? Raise your hand. Like any of you who are like that, right? Like if you are, comment down below, right? You can still be egomaniacal or still be, delusional and saying, oh my god, I can see. No, you can't. Because you only have the information in hand where you can make your decisions. But you guys are like, oh, why don't you have a stop loss? And Michaela, shout out to you. I love you. I love your comments. I am so sorry that for these days I'm being a little bit bearish. But it's not really bearish, it's just being neutral. I'm doing my critical thinking. I'm doing you guys' critical thinking for you guys, okay? At the same time, what you have to realize is, eventually, whatever information I give you guys, you guys have to make your own decision whether this is the stock to hold or this is stock to buy or this is stock to sell. In that video, I've already told you, if you were actually a short, how much money are you gonna make from shorting this? like from $3 to $0, from $3 to delisting, and then it will do another reverse stock, and you just keep like, you know, pumping shorts into this. At one point, the base value of George's book value, like on books, like George's book value eventually at one point will kick in, and all these shorts will realize that no matter how often or how they're shorting this thing vigorously or bravely, at one point it will hit the value bottom, like the absolute bottom of all these intellectual properties. Okay, and no matter how you're gonna short it, there are gonna be people coming in and just picking up the dirt here. Right now, it's still picking up the dirt time, guys. Like, you can't be so, just because I posted the video and sort of expressed my true emotion regarding George, because I've been doing people DD. Like, if you go ask number 2 and ask him like how many pages of people DD I've done on George, you won't know. And some of the stuff that he's done is kind of questionable over the past 10 years. But still, like, the reason why I don't want to post all these information is because I know you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, it's the Armageddon, oh my god, everything is crashing. Like, I think what I have to learn is I have to find a balance of honesty and a balance of how do you calm you guys down. Like, this is why I admire Trey and all these AMC, you know, on YouTubers, because they really understand how to calm their herd in a really good way. Like, obviously, in their finance calculation department, they really need some work, but they are really masters of calming the crowd down. I need to learn from that. I need to learn that from them. It might be my innate personality flaw where I'm a super blunt person. Like, if something's going wrong, I will tell you something is going wrong. Like, even though my major position of this company won't change. Because right now, if you do the calculations on everything, as long as this entire company is not a Ponzi scheme or scam, this is super cheap. And eventually we'll go back to the $7 line, $8 line, $10 line, because this is just how the longevity of this company is go, because this company needs finance. This company is going to need more capital because the way how George is managing this company is not really making external sales as much. You see what I'm trying to say here? I'm criticizing him for not being able to see the sort of the correct trajectory, the correct business trajectory of the company. I am not criticizing the tech of the company. We all know that the tech of the company is applicable in a lot of great areas. But in order to be a good CEO, in order to run a company to profit, your job as a CEO is not to just focus in on tech, not to just, you know, doing all the R&D you can do and you know, be whatever George is doing. Your job is to utilize every single aspect of business to make sure that your shareholders are happy, which he's not doing. Like, we are the king of the land here, okay? As a shareholder, as an investor, you are the king of the land. You're like the god of the land, because eventually the one of the other flaws of characters like George or Elon is they control the board of the company. But for any other, you know, a big public traded companies, the board will never let a CEO control the majority voting shares. Like, they've already let Mark Zuckerberg does that, right? And then they already regret it. A lot of these, you know, VC funds and institutional investors, they've already regretted it, because by the mid growth stage of any growth company or any tech company, what really makes us money is capital manipulation. Not really, that's a wrong word to say. It's about capital management and how to utilize more capital and doing sort of like how do you say this in a less banking way? Basically, you use money to make more money. Like, you use the money that your investors gave you to make more money by investing in good features, by investing in PR, by using the PR to grant you more sales, by hiring the right sales channels to help you push your product to a greater market, if that makes sense. I don't want to make this too long. This is just like not really like a reaction video to my previous video, to your comments. Like, Brian C, please, like, don't just because one of my videos you decide to sell all your holdings on, you know, MMAT. Like, what are you gonna do with the liquidity anyways? Are you gonna day trade? What are you gonna do? Like, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give financial advices. Everything I say on this channel is for, you know, giggles and entertainment purposes. But every time you make a trading decision, Your job is to be rational. This is why I always tell number 2, I was like, because number 2 likes to do flash sales, okay? He saw everybody selling, he's like, oh my god, I gotta sell this because everybody's panic selling. No, during that period of time, you shouldn't panic sell at all. Like, remember the time when there's a huge crash on the Dow Jones Index back in 2010, which is called the flash sale? Like, a lot of people lost a lot of money because of their stop losses. And back to Michaela's question, the reason I didn't set a stop loss is because 2 weeks from now, right? This is in hindsight. 2 weeks from now, like beforehand, when the stock is at $7, I truly believe it's going to rebound to $9. All the charts are saying that. All of the fundamental analysis are saying that. And what I'm ignoring back then is the fact that I haven't done sufficient people DD to understand how the people element in this stock. Every stock has a people element. The people element in this stock is about George, the PhD management, and their IR team. And for right now, like, I've been penned up for a little bit, okay? I have to let it out. I have to let not the angry side, but the passionate side of me out. I have to let you guys, I have to be responsible for you guys. I have to present you the other side of the coin here, okay? Because I've been making video for Patreon content because I'm afraid that all of you cannot face the truth, which from that past, the last video I posted, I've already know that you guys cannot face the truth about, a lot of the negative press. So I can only give you guys positive press. Okay, from now I'm just gonna give you guys positive press. But within those positive, I'm gonna intertwine some of those negative press in there, so you guys can form your own informed decision on whether you should hold for longer or whether you should buy or not. But as far as right now goes, before the earnings, you shouldn't move. Because we all know before the earnings, the stock price is just gonna stabilize at the $3.5 mark. Or as I pinpointed from before, all of the action charts that I've done, 3.39 to 3.5. This is where the stock generally, the sentiment wanted to move. Like when it goes down to 3.09, it's gonna be super cheap and people's gonna come in and buy it anyways. So you don't really need to worry about that for that part. And as far as hard mathematics goes, 10% of $9, right, is almost $1. But 10% of $3 is what? Just do the math, right? Like, why would you sell here? Like, Brian, like, what is your average cost right now? Like, please tell me, right? I'm not giving financial advices, but I'm just trying to let you understand that you have to take everything I say in a grain of salt too, because I literally presented 2 different opinions in my past videos. One is the salty myself of me talking about how George sucks and how George can improve. I actually didn't really say anything that George can improve, because I know that he won't listen to me anyways. And another part is I presented you a sarcastic way of telling you that selling short right now is not really rational. So if I'm saying that there's gonna be semi-negative news on the earning day, and I'm telling you that selling short is not a great idea, what other option you have right now? Right? I'm not gonna tell you the answer here. I'm not gonna tell. I've never been a straightforward guy. In that channel, I've never been straightforward, right? I've been making all these videos, and what I'm trying to tell you guys is, you still need to think, right? I can't just tell you all the answers. No, like, are you getting it? Are you getting it right now? And I can tell you right now, like, you guys don't really need to worry about my losings, because I can find a way to dig myself out. There's so many options you can do, no pun intended, to dig yourself out. But but when you try to dig yourself out, when you have some amount of shares that sort of is significant in terms of like the entire market outlook, then the options that you sell or the plays that you make is slowly influencing the market at its own way. Okay? So I'm not bearish. I'm just neutral here. Can I have all my rights to be neutral and still cover this company? Of course I can. Because you guys cannot find any other honest channel that will give you those kind of content. To be honest, if you are like me, it's super hard to be like me. Because other YouTubers want views. Like, I slowly realized that the only reason I'm doing this is not because I want views, because I just want to be honest. Like, I am just like this in real life too. I will go up to a girl and tell her that, the outfit sucks. And of course, she will either slap me on the face or just never talk to me again, but I will totally do that. Because I'm that kind of, this is my personality flaw. That's why when number 2 telling me that all you have to do is just calm the crowd. No, I'm not going to do that. I will present both sides of the coin. You see, when I don't see any upside, I will tell you guys when I don't see any upside. But does that change the fact that this company is going to worth $30 in the next 6 years? No, it doesn't. It still will worth $30 in the next 6 years. It will. Because what, like, pay attention to my other videos. Like, does one video, like, you guys should stop having recency bias, okay? Recency bias is what you hear that, like, the most recent give you the most influence. That's totally not true. We've been building up to this moment from about a month and a half ago already. All of my DD piles up. It's a cumulative process. It's not like, oh my god, today we decided to put out a neutral voice from DD. Oh my god, everything's go down to hell. No, it doesn't. Like, please be rational. Please be rational. Like, this is so hard. Like, right now, I finally realized why it's so hard to be a YouTuber, especially a finance YouTuber. It's better off just to give, like, you know, neutral opinions, or just be like Graham Stephan show, right? They just do like all of the content that he does. Because that way you don't need to deal with like the crowd like working against you or the crowd misunderstanding you. Does that make sense? Because yeah, I don't know how to say this in a nicer way. It's literally like you guys are in your own little space. You are not willing to hear the other side of the argument. And maybe you guys are just trying to be lazy and just listen to me. Oh my god, you tell me to buy, I will buy. You tell me to sell, I will sell. No, that's not how the life will work. That's not how this channel will work. Like, I will give you clear buy signals of all these other stocks that, you know, presented on this channel. And what, only 10% or even like less than 10% of you will go watch it. And like 4 or 5 of you, 10 of you make like big wins and come and just, you know, comment down below. And all of the other guys is kind of salty, or just like, stop being lazy. Stop like, only you can manage your portfolio. Only you can determine whether you're gonna make money or not. Okay. I think this should be it for this video. I will go wrap up another video I'm making about this business model. And the more you hear me talk about this stock, the more you will hear my sort of semi-saltiness. But at the same time, I'm actually passionate about advanced photonics. I do think there's a future for this technology. Okay. I'm just not agreeing with how George is running this business. Alright, if you haven't liked this video, go like this video, or if you just dislike the video, go do that too. I mean, let haters hate, eventually it's gonna prove me right anyways, okay? And for those of you who haven't subbed, go sub to the channel if you still like, you know, the honest side of me, or, you know, if eventually, you know, a bunch of like decide to unsub, and number 2 is just gonna start panicking and be like, please just go back to the normal, you know, the calming you, and I would just go back to calming me. I would just, you know, I can be a really good actor. I can just like, you know, pretend. He's like, oh my god, guys, it's gonna be so fine, guys. Here are some videos that can show you the future implication of this tech, guys. Oh my god, it's gonna hit $10 in the next few months. Oh my god, it's gonna hit $30 in the next 6 years, guys. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, go back and look at my other videos. I've already told you what really is gonna happen in the next few months anyways, right? This is just a sort of like an earning preview. I was telling you guys, don't be surprised when there are negative news out. And you guys will come back to my channel and be like, oh my god, you told me all these good things about this earning review, but why there's no catalyst? The answer's already there. From my previous video, you already know. What is really important is the Q4 earnings, okay? Stop hyping yourself up for nothing. You still need daily MMAT news because, let's just be honest, you guys want someone to calm you guys down. I will provide you guys with that content. Literally, one of my videos is going to be calming you guys down, and the other one is just telling the truth. Because I love telling the truth, okay? Don't blame me. See you guys on the upside, guys. Just calm. Just calm your tits down, okay? Jesus Christ.